are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied. Not only,
you know, took a little long time, just kind of even pushing the start button, you know, today, because it's hitting home. We having conversations, you know, like, well, you said it was just like equivalent to us losing, you know, Pac, as he our new generations, you know, Pac or Biggie. A sad situation, kind of at a loss for words, because, you know, death is a tough thing, you know, to bear, you know, but new reports are pretty much coming out. We already kind of knew this, you know, but they're saying the cause of death pretty much was a gunshot to the head and to the torso. This was just released via TMZ, you know, yesterday. All types of videos are coming out. This hand surveillance video out right now where they're showing the individual running from the scene of the shooting in a white t-shirt. Also, people are gathering, you know, in front of his store right now. So a major impact, you know, and the music aside, that was just a stepping stone. What he was beginning to do for real estate. Forbes just ran a great ad, not an ad. They did a good story, on Nipsey Hussle, how he's pretty much going in his neighborhood and buying back that community, one block, one store at a time, his dispensary business, and just the 360 turnaround. Me and him are the same age, so what he accomplished in that amount of time is truly amazing. You know what I mean? Owning his music, we talked about that, and just really being, you know, a symbol of success and progress for the Black community. I mean, a lot of guys come out of that, you know, environment and they end up in jail, where they influence people, you know, other young men to sell drugs. And, you know, we talk about the whole gang culture and everything. He was putting himself in position to actually try to cease this, you know, the gang violence going on. So it always seems like you get these stories where these guys, you know, they come out of one life and they make the choice, they start having kids, they get married, they make the choice to do something positive, and it ends like this. Sad, man, that this keeps continuing to happen in our communities, man.
It's devastating. And the first thing that I seen when I saw the news, I'm sitting on the computer, I'm doing my thing, and the news comes over that he died. That first off, he got shot, and I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Getting ready to set it up, do the show on Viral, and then I go back, and then I see that he died. And the second I saw that he died, I went and just started chilling with my kids for a second and just hugging my children. Cause I'm like, damn, this man is, like you said, 33 years old. I'm 35. And we all really got an expiration date out here. It seems like us as Black men, ours is a little faster than a lot of other people. And we could blame a lot of different things, and we'll get into it during the segment of Nipsey Hussle. We got different segments as far as the show is concerned with him. But man, it hits home. And it just makes you look at life totally different when you see something like this. A man coming out of his own establishment, out of his own neighborhood, somewhere where he would find the utmost comfort, and someone in a jealous rage, what it's looking like right now, goes and ends his life, ends a father's life, ends a son's life, ends a husband's life. And you can just damn, just condolences to the family and just pray for him. It's terrible.
Now, there's a few more details that's coming out about the exact situation, because everybody wants to know now who shot him. Now they're saying, you know, which we like, how did the hell did the LA, you know, PD, you know, get this type of information? But they're pretty much saying that, you know, the person was a gang. He was involved with a gang, and they're saying that it's pretty much possibly personal situation. And you were saying that they pretty much had to know him to pretty much get that close up on him to let off 6 shots, you know, and hitting other people, you know, around him. So the developments will continue to come out. We'll see. But the conspiracy lane on this, you know what I mean? First of all, we want to, you know, respect him and his family and all that. So we don't want to go too much on a tangent with it, but those immediately start to come out. People start to begin to talk about his age. They begin to talk about the Dr. Sabi, which is a segment that we have in here, him producing that documentary, you know, and pretty much what he meant as far as progress in the Black community. I'm seeing that conversation come out a lot, and a lot of people are saying, well, yo, maybe the government, you know, killed Nipsey Hussle. Saying, man, what do you think about the conspiracies that obviously we know are going to continue to flow, you know, coming out on Nipsey Hussle right now?
I understand it. I'm not mad at it necessarily, because you want a reason. Everyone's just looking for a fucking reason why something terrible like this would happen. And everybody's out here formulating something in their head that they really genuinely don't know. And we can all pick and point out to a lot of different things that we really genuinely can't explain. If presented to us, we can't explain it. But it ultimately came down to someone that was hating on him of his own kind. And that's the disgusting part about it. It was someone, because like we said, this is a neighborhood where Nipsey Hussle found very good comfort. He was in his own neighborhood, his own establishment. There was no imminent threat. Like if there was, let's say, a government or somebody like that were to come up and do something like that, I think he would have seen that a little faster than he did someone that he knew or was comfortable with. That's just my opinion. And on top of the fact that I think that they play a little bit different in 2019, maybe gave him a disease or something, if we were going to talk about conspiracy, all while being respectful, of course, because I think that this was somebody jealous, somebody that was hating on him, somebody that was of our own that destroyed a legacy.
Should Nipsey Hussle have been there? Because a lot of people, are saying, and I've seen even brothers that were close to it kind of even talking about this, that when you get your success and you get your fame, you have to remove yourself from that environment. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we're seeing now that a lot of rappers, entertainers are being killed or robbed right in their hometowns, where they think that it's the safest at. Should Nipsey have been there and been so vulnerable at that time, in your opinion?
So, it's a catch-22, man, because why take and grind all your life in a place only to leave it and know that the people that was grinding with you are starving and hurting too? And what I mean by that is because, like, you got jealous people, envious people, and things like that. But one story that I was hearing from Nipsey is one of the people or one of the tenants in that development used to hate his people, hate black people in there, even doing business. So he used to take the chairs out so that they couldn't sit there. They get their stuff and leave, their stuff and leave. And something that he took pride in is being able to buy up most of them stores and now having him as a tenant that he has to rent out to. So now he's his boss. That was something that he took pride on. That made me think of you and I, like, okay, that's something that we would do. Yeah, it would be different to go here or go there, but what kind of impact would it make to do it right here in the soil that we walked on? So I kind of understand the perspective, but then I get the fact that you have people that are just going to be hating on you for that fucking reason and that reason only, just because you were successful and they aren't. And they have the one up on you because they know your moves. So it's a catch-22, man.
Well, everybody's talking about, the tweet, before I get to the tweet that Nipsey put out, I would just say this, man. I think that it's good, to go back and help, them and all that. That's what he was doing. I say that he was actually, living amongst these type of people, but you do have to kind of get away. You know what I mean? Take your family out of there and put them in a safe, possible, location, because you got, people who are hungry in this area, you know what I mean, that are you got stick up kids, you got people who just shoot you, you got people who will just come take it. This because this is the way that the society is set up. You got the haves, you got the have-nots, and the have-nots are always looking to hunt down. They're too lazy to go out there and do it themselves, so they'll go and they'll take it from somebody else. So I'm not blaming him, you know what I mean, because anybody can be caught. He was chilling with his kid. The pictures come up, they show him just before he got shot, his daughter, I think that was, beside him. So he's chilling, you know what I mean, shorts and everything. Probably that's the furthest thing from his mind. But I just think with the rash of, Chink Drugs getting killed, Biggie, Pac, now him and countless other people being killed right in their own, vicinity, their own neighborhoods, that they got to take better precaution 24/7, because you never know. You know what I mean? Obviously, it was his store, so people know that obviously he's going in and out of here. You leave yourself open, you know what I mean, in any situation. And it's hard because you ain't thinking that shit. Like, say if you in your hometown, up the street or something, you out there, you get a cut or something, you get some juice out of the store, you ain't thinking they're gonna come up on you and spray you. But I think that people need to take that precaution at all times now. Need to be like the president, wherever they go, need to have security at this point, and security that's willing to pull out and shoot back at this point. Imagine if you'd had two people there with guns that lit that dude up, then we would know who he was, because he'd be laying on the ground. Yeah,
I mean, it could be a crazy situation. Man, who knows? We can all jump to conclusions and make speculations, and that's a great what's the word I'm looking for? A great analysis from the perspective that you give, and I agree with you on that. It's just a shame that somebody had to, like I said, lose their father, lose their son, lose their husband and for no reason, no apparent reason. And I don't like the fact that they jumped to gang. Now I know that this dude may have been gang affiliated, and the gentleman or the piece of shit that shot him may have quote unquote been gang affiliated. But let's keep this perspective in mind. Nipsey Hussle was way more than a quote unquote gangster. Let's stop throwing him in this realm that this was supposed to happen, or this was the life that you live when you live this life, because that's the narrative that's going to be steered in the mainstream media once they get a hold of this. And let's have some proper perspective when it comes to that. Yeah, Nipsey Hussle did what he had to do when he was young in the environment that he had to live in. Nobody's justifying it. Nobody's saying this. It's the life he had to live. He grew out of it, and look where he came out of it. Let's look at the man now, and let's not look at where he was, because a lot of people, once we point fingers, can have a lot of skeletons in their closet. We could be critical of all of them. Look at what our president is. So let's not do that. But we got to understand that, yes, this was a hater who may have had a color on, whether it been one or another. But let's stop throwing that gang stigma out there, because even though it's just bad, it looks bad, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm seeing a lot of things come up, on my screen, as we speak about the Nipsey. Things are coming out, pretty much every hour, at this point, probably every minute right now. So, stay tuned for that. But yeah, man, it's a sad situation.